Hi, and welcome to this little yoga practice where we're going to be holding a series of about 10 poses. Some of them will be on both sides for about 2 minutes each. And these ones are excellent for all things women's health. So I'll talk you through what the benefits are as we go. And we're going to get started in a reclined butterfly. And this is really good for seeding intentions. So if you've got something that you're working on manifesting at the moment, or it might just be aligning your will with the will of the divine. So you can bring the soles of your feet together and you can sit back in a butterfly pose. There you go. And you might have your mind on an intention, or you might just be allowing it to come to you. And you might have your hands resting on the insides of your legs, or you might have them flop down. Just follow what feels good for you. So a lot of these poses, we're working with the energy around our womb space. And this is actually our creative portal. So a lot of this is where we manifest from. All the things in the physical world that we manifest come from this space, whatever energy we're holding here. So we're really working with this area. And of course, this is the area where the women's reproductive organs are, which is why these are all such good poses for women's health as well. It's also very powerful to have your hands in this mudra here, making a triangle, and that's a mudra that you can hold in many of these poses as well. Beautiful. So we're going to move into the next pose, which is going to be our cat and cow. Now you can start off. Let's get the timer on. So you can start off by going into a position where this is called our cat. So you're tucking your tailbone underneath you as much as you can, so that you can imagine your coccyx bone is doing a circle all the way up to the middle of your forehead or your third eye. So you're connecting those 2 points by tucking your chin under and tucking your tailbone under and imagining that circle of, you can imagine a golden light spinning all the way around. Now this pose is really good for releasing stored trauma from our bodies. And just let yourself find your natural rhythm of your breath. We can have a tendency to hold our breath here, but see if you can breathe through it. And then we're going to start to curve our spine into the opposite direction. So you've got your belly to the floor. And this is our cow pose. We're going to be holding the pose here. And again, this is also really good for releasing fear or stored stress or trauma from our bodies. And I used to have such a hard time remembering which was cat and which was cow, until I recently wrote a little children's yoga sequence which had cat and cow. And let me think, see if I can remember the rhyme to help you remember it too. I think it was good morning to the cats. Morning to the cat. Stretching nice and slow. And good morning to the cows with their udders nice and low. Or their bellies nice and low. So belly's low for cow. And then cats stretching slow And we're going to move now between cat and cow for a minute or so. So just allowing that tailbone to lead the way. And think of your chin as the other point that's moving up and down. And when you move your chin up, you can feel the stretch in your throat chakra. Beautiful. And you might start to do some circles, just some intuitive moves between those two positions. So I'm circling my hips and my head in opposite directions here, but you can move in a way that feels good for you, nice and juicy. The more you feel it, the more you heal it. And that goes for feeling our emotions and also goes for feeling the moves in our body, because yoga is therapy. Moving all that stagnant energy. All right. So we're going to move into a shoulder stand now. And this is actually known as the beauty pose. So in this pose, I'll do it this way so you might be able to hear me a bit better. You're going to be lying on your back, lifting your legs in the air and using your hands to support your lower back. So your elbows are on the floor, your feet are in the sky. See if you can get them as straight as you can. And this is known as the beauty pose because it actually boosts collagen production. And this is what can make our skin more elastic. So it's a protein, and it's the more collagen that we have, the less wrinkles we have. So it's really good for reducing wrinkles. I should have mentioned too, if you're menstruating, if you're pregnant or you're menstruating and you're on your moon cycle, you should not do shoulder stand. So you can rather just sit in an easy pose or in Shavasana and give your body more of a chance to rest, because that's what it will need most. Lower your legs down. Beautiful. So our next pose is going to be a Trikonasana. So this is a triangle pose. So you can come up to your feet for this one. And what you're doing here is you are, let me just see if I can move here so that you can see me a little bit more easily. Position there. All right, so in your Trikonasana, and this pose is really good for circulation, for reducing varicose veins and reducing cellulite. So what you can do here is you can have your legs wide apart. You're sliding down one leg. Keep your arms in one straight line. The timer. Keep your arms in one straight line. So front foot is pointing forwards. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And you've got your arms in one straight line. And you can see that I've got my middle finger at the top and my middle finger at the bottom in as straight a line as possible. You can imagine that you might even be holding a string between those 2 points. And you can look straight ahead or you can look up towards the sky. Find that point of comfort for you. Keep those legs nice and straight. Now, if it's too much to have your hand on the floor, you might rest your hand on your ankle or on your shin, or no, don't rest it on the knee, but it can be above or below the knee, depending on how your flexibility is this morning, which can always change from morning to morning as well. Beautiful. And you can slowly start to come back to the front of your mat. Just find your center again. Notice how you're feeling. And then we're going to start to move into Trikonasana on the opposite side. Straighten up like that a bit. So you've got your Other leg in front this time, leg straight. And then you've got your back leg with your foot at a 45-degree angle, leg straight as well. And you can start to lower down your arms. And I've got my middle finger resting on the mat, with my arms making one straight line between those middle fingers. And you might have your hand resting on your ankle or your shin or your under your knee or above your knee, wherever it's most comfortable for you today. Either looking up towards the sky or out ahead of you. Finding that drishti point, that focus point, and just breathing there. And letting it, the magic of the pose, just take its natural course. I'm just starting to step forward out of that pose, coming back into that mountain pose at the center. Just recalibrating here for a moment. Then you can come down to your mat, and we're going to be moving into a regular butterfly pose here. So rather than folding our body backwards, we're just going to have the soles of our feet together, knees out to the side, and we're just sitting in our regular butterfly pose here. And this is a really great pose for balancing our hormones. Balancing our ovaries so that our left and right, our feminine and masculine, or our yin and yang energies, are finding harmony. There isn't one dominating over the other, because we do need both in equal balance to function optimally. We're going to start to transition now into our camel pose. So we're going to be up on our knees here. And just find that level that's comfortable for you, but you're on your knees. You might just be holding your hands at your lower back, pushing your chest forward, letting your head drop back. You might otherwise be up on your toes and drop one hand and then the other hand onto your ankles. Let your head drop back and looking up towards the sky. or sorry, back behind you. Heart opening, throat opening. This is really good for balancing our hormones as well. Releasing pain, healing whatever needs to be healed, and allowing for a smoother menopause if we're leading into that stage. Doesn't matter how far off it is, you'll get the benefits now. Just knowing your limits if you need to have a break from that pose at one point or another. You can always go back into it, in and out of it as you need. There's a lot there for me this morning, so it feels really intense. You can start to just slowly come up and out of that pose now. Just moving really slowly, being really gentle, especially because you're tipping your head back. So just being really careful of all those neck muscles there. And we're going to move into our Uttanasana, which is known as ragdoll in yoga. And this is really good for, well, it's very good for emptying our thoughts from our head because we're tipping our head down. So you're rolling your body down and holding your elbows on either side. It's also very good for reducing perfectionism, and that's a tendency that most women have. So it can help to release that perfectionism, which is really just anxiety. And it also can improve sleep. So it can reduce insomnia if you're having any issues sleeping. And we're just going to be hanging out there for a moment, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. So just letting gravity hold your head and your whole upper body from your hips, just melting into the ground, releasing tension. Something else you can do here for the last 30 seconds or so is hold your big toe and press into your nail bed of your big toe. And that's a point there that's also very good for balancing hormones. And really that's what's that's hormones is what's controlling all of our female reproductive organs, whether it's, allowing us to be more fertile or allowing us to have a more regular period, or whether it's allowing us to feel more in the flow with our emotions and not so out of control with them. So just pressing that nail bed there. And that's a really good one to hold actually for a full minute. So we'll do another 30 seconds here just to get the maximum benefits from it. And then we're going to be moving into our final poses, which is warrior two on both sides, which we'll be holding for a little while as well. So you can start to come up out of your ragdoll position. You can step 1 foot forward and have your back foot at a 45-degree angle. And you're opening your arms in one straight line. And this is a really good grounding position. It can help us feel more grounded, more stable. It can help us feel more empowered. So just feel that sensation through your body. Imagine that your legs are like tree trunks rooted to the earth, and your arms are like powerful wings, opening, expanding. Feeling strong yet soft, and powerful yet peaceful. See if you can get a little bit more into alignment, whether that's straightening your arms a little bit more, realigning them, feeling more strength in your legs, straightening that back leg, making sure that knee is just about over the ankle on the front foot. Always thinking about how you can realign yourself to be even more empowered. Beautiful. And we're going to be swapping to the other side, but you can come forwards for a moment into your mountain pose. And then we're going to step into our warrior two pose on the opposite side. Looking at your alignment. So front knee is over the front ankle. Back leg is nice and straight. Arms are in one straight line. You might feel your arms are really starting to burn in this position here because they've been held for a while. So if you need to, you can shake them out, reset them, or you can just breathe through it. Breathe through the discomfort, knowing that you are getting stronger and you're starting to carry the weight of your own burdens. Sometimes when our arms are not feeling strong, we can't even carry the weight of our own arms or hold them up. So it's a really powerful, empowering thing to be able to strengthen your arms, to be able to hold your own, take care of your own stuff. Beautiful. We've got another 30 seconds here. And this is our final pose. And you can start to slowly come out of that position. You can shake your arms out if they're burning like mine. You might give them a bit of a stretch as well. And you can move calmly into the rest of your day or night, and sending lots of love. All right, bye for now.